Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. Now some time ago Granboard sent me this, which is the Granboard 132. Now the reason why it's called a 132 is because it's 13.2 inches and it's the same dimensions as a steel tip board. So all those steel tippers that complain about the big wide segments on a soft tip board being too easy, this is the board that you want if you fancy trying soft tip. The good thing with this is you can put it up on the wall, say where your normal steel tip board is, and you don't have to change the hockey length. On this particular version, you use the same length hockey as on steel tip. On the one where you've got the wider segments, you go from an 8-foot hockey. Now, the Granboard 132 retails for £235, which is quite a lot of money, no doubt about that. But it's got all kinds of electronic wizardry, and what you do is you download the app to your mobile. It's pretty easy and straightforward, and then that allows you to play people all over the world. I'll go into a bit more detail just now, but what I think I'll do is I'll put some features up on the screen and then I'll talk through it because it'll probably be easier that way. But like I say, you can play people from all over the world. You can play teams, so you can have against two against two, and also you can play lots of other games on it. On the back of the box it shows you all kinds of things that it's got. But I have reviewed soft tip boards before, but I've never reviewed one that's had the steel tip sized segments. And the other good thing with Granboard is they do lots of accessories as well, and they also do plenty of replacement parts, so if you break anything you can always get it replaced. So for now I think that's about all I'm going to tell you. So in the next part I'll probably put up some features about it and then I'll unbox it and we'll go through it. Right, here's just a bit of info about the system, so if you want to read that properly, just pause the video and then you can read it at your leisure. Right, I'll just give you a look at the box and what's in it. On the bottom there it tells you can get the app from the Apple App Store and Google Store, and like I said, on the back you just got some images of the various games. So inside with the board, have we got anything extras? Yes we have. This is the first time I've properly opened it. So I had no idea what was inside it. The board itself comes in this plastic bag with the wall chart, and that's used to help you set it up on your wall, which I'll show you in a second. And it's a white board with the blue and red segments, and as you can see they're very small, same size as a normal dartboard. You've got your on off button there, and this is a touch sensitive switch, so when you've finished your go you just put your hand over there and it picks it up. You've got the little connection there for your lead to power it, and on the back you've got all the holes for screwing it into the wall. So the English one, so like the other boards that I've done, it comes with all the information on how to set it up, and it comes with the screws for setting it up, and you've got the cable for connecting it to power it. But that's it, there's no darts. Sometimes you get extra things like darts, and sometimes you get a plug, but there's nothing else there. That's the whole setup, what you get in the box. Right, before I go any further, I just wanted to show you on the back you've got 6 screws. Take them off, and this back section, which I think is made of a very strong MDF, comes off, and this is what I wanted to show you. Down there you can see it's got a battery compartment, so the board will run off batteries, but the batteries only power the basic function of the board, that is the scoring. It won't power all the LED lights and what have you. Also, if you move this, it's just like a foam rubber section. Underneath that, it's got the sensor mat, and that's what records all the scores when it hits. And underneath that, I'm not sure exactly what that is, some kind of a rubber mat, which probably makes the connection with the sensor mat. But underneath that, you can see all the segments, and each segment has got a piece of foam in it, and the segments will lift out, so you can replace all of them. Like I said, on the Granboard site, it's got all parts that can be replaced, and I think you can even replace the LED strip which goes around the side. You may even be able to get new sensor mats, and I think you can get a new PC board. There's all kinds of parts that they sell, so if you ever need anything replacing, you can pretty much fix it yourself without having to send it away. But it all seems to be very well constructed anyway, and it should last a long time. But obviously, because you're hitting it with darts all the time, you know, something's gonna wear eventually. But there you go, just wanted to show you quickly. This pic is from the Granboard site, and it shows you a steel tip, how it matches up to the 132, but obviously the steel tip wires are thinner. But when you see the next picture, which is the Blade 6 treble, that's the scoring area, 9.17mm. Again, I know the wires are a lot thinner on the steel tip, but when you look on the scoring area of the Granboard, it's 6.38, but obviously the wires are kind of angled, so your soft tip should hopefully fall into it, but it is actually a smaller scoring area. Right, I'll just have a game against the computer. Animal Battle, Lion King, or Lion. I don't think he's meant to be Lion King, but level 9, so he's the king, obviously. Play against him, 0-1, 5-0-1. So on the left you've got the rounds 1 to 20. On the right, that records the score for each dart, and above that is your points per dart. So here we go. Like I said, you throw from a 7'9" hockey. I haven't got no light on the board, so for me the board is actually a bit dark. I've only done that just to see whether I can get the LED colours to show up well, and I have to say the segments actually look smaller from the hockey than they do on a steel tip board. Whether that's down to the spider, I don't know, because the spider is quite chunky looking. Oh, I managed to hit a treble. I didn't think I would hit one. I managed to get one, so I've only put the one screw in at the moment, just the one in the top, so the board's a bit loose. And like I say, there's nothing to press, you just put your hand over the sensor, and all the LED colours flashing on and off there. And as to be expected, the software is going for the bullseye, which is what you do quite often on soft tip. But because this is the same size as a steel tip board, I don't think it has the 25 as 50. On the bigger segments, it's 25. The 25 is 50, and obviously the bullseye is 50, but this is more like a steel tip version. Oh, where the hell did that go? No. Two under the wire there. Obviously when the darts hit the board, you've got that clattery sound which a lot of steel tippers don't like, but to be honest it's not as loud as I thought it was going to be. And you've got the colourful flashy lights, so again, if you're a traditional steel tip player, you're probably not going to like anything to do with soft tip, but at least this version of the soft tip is closer to the steel tip because it's got the same size segments. No trebles. I do like that sensor, like, it works quite well. So the computer's got 150, 150, 150 again. So, oh, is that treble one? Treble one champion! I don't know what darts these are. I just picked them up, the nearest soft tips I could find. I don't think they quite suit me, like. A strange way the computer goes, but oh, he busted, he. Oh no, I did. I always wonder what was happening. It looked as if the animation of the lion was making a sad face. Oh well. So he got 3 hat tricks. So definitely a bit hard to beat. So I'm just going to leave it there. I actually did quite a bit more for this video, but I left this part of the video till last, and when I was going through on my computer, I've had to chop quite a lot of it out because it was taking too long, but I did go over a few more of the games, and I did a little bit on the online stuff, but like I say, it was too long, so I've cut it down and just kept it as more of a taster review. But one thing I'd like to mention about the online stuff is this is a steel tip size soft tip board, so there's not as many people online that have this particular board, but you can play against the people that are using the ordinary Granboard 3 and what have you, the ones that have got the bigger segments. The only thing is they'll be at an advantage because they're throwing at a board with a bigger segment, and I think, I may be wrong on this, but I think you can only play them if they're using split bull option, which is 25 equals 25, bullseye equals 50. So that is one thing to be aware of, but the software and the online side, it's all really good, high quality stuff, and it gets updated regular, and it's got a big user base. So if you're a steel tipper and you fancy giving soft tip a go, then you might want to try this version. So I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. I'll see you on the next one. Happy darting.